So maybe you want to describe.
Yeah, so this is, as you saw in the demo, this is the My Zone. You've probably seen this for netbooks. So we've sort of redesigned this a bit for the smaller screen size, and primary touch. The same basic concept of bringing all the relevant information for the user into one place, their social media feeds, events from their calendar, missed calls, since we've obviously got voice integrated into this, which we didn't have in the netbook. Bringing that all into a single place, kind of a dynamically updating view of information that's relevant to the user.
So, some of the features would be more use of touch, right?
For sure, yeah.
More use of location, more web services.
Yeah, all the social media integration. Yeah. And with Moblin, we have what we call the Moblin core, which really spans the platforms. So netbooks, mids, embedded. It's a common set of technologies, like the social media integration framework is a good example of that. Same technology we'll use here, we're using in the netbooks, we'll use in other platforms. So all that plumbing kind of comes along. We don't have to redo that, and we just expose that in a different way on a mid than we would on a netbook. Take more advantage of touch, integrate some other events, things like phone calls, etc.
So I have to ask.
The team doing this is the Open Hand team, right? That Intel acquired last year, and it's not that we did the netbook UI and then shrunk to this UI.
That's right. Yeah.
It is netbook UI is one team. This is another team designed from scratch. Yes, think of 4 pillars. The first one is internet, browsing. Second is media, video, pictures. There are different kind of toolbar choices for that. Third is social networking. That's big deal. So you have the status page, and then using the browser.
Yeah, so this is the status page. So this is kind of the single place where you can then update, what do I want to put on my Facebook wall? You could do a tweet from here. You could update your IM status from here, your Skype status, for example, if you've integrated Skype.
Keep going.
Network status, so what's going on with your various networks. So of course, we'll support Wi-Fi, 3G, WiMAX, all the connectivity flavors you would expect.
A couple of things.
Go ahead.
So Moblin V 2.1 integrates a connection manager. It's called Conman, right? You can read about it on moblin.org. Additionally, today we announced a partnership with SNR Labs to have a super duper connection manager that can go across WiMAX, 3G, Wi-Fi. Those are the key ones. And GPS, right?
Applications. So again, we can launch applications, and obviously we support multitasking, which you'll see in the zones panel, but you can come in here, tag applications as favorite, launch applications.
This is where the App Store that Paul announced today will get connected. It is not connected
it's not yet in here,
right? But this is where it gets integrated. So you have, as a consumer, you have a seamless experience if you want to buy and sell.
And then this is the zone panel, so this is showing us what's running. We can flick through, so you can see we've got the My Zone, we've got a game running, we can tap in. This is actually showing being able to run existing Linux apps. This is just a standard solitaire that we've integrated, so certainly that compatibility comes across. And then we've also got browser running with.
And then you're using Fennec.
This is using Fennec, that's right. Built on top of the Mozilla core.
Right.
The UI is based on Clutter, right? So 3D, physics-based Clutter, and
so these effects you're seeing are using Clutter. The transitions, the animated transitions, are all using Clutter.
So can you actually make a phone call with this device, or show the phone interface with this device?
We don't have the phone interface in this device, actually. No, we do have. You saw some of the design for it in the video.
Okay.
So we are in the process of building that, and we've got we've done phone calls on the platform, etc.
The development platform Mellow, this does not support.
Right.
Okay.
3G wise. So that's one of the features we are testing.
On more
So that's what you're doing in parallel.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Excellent.
Is this going to be all open source like Moblin 2?
No. So basically the Moorstown software stack is a combination of open source pieces and closed source pieces. Examples of open source would be browser, the kernel,
This reference UI.
reference UI, conman, or connection manager, right? Examples of closed source pieces would be announcements we made today. Silverlight, Adobe Air, Flash, telephony stack from OpenPlug.
Right.
Codec.
Codex is another good example. Yeah.
The media framework, so Real.
So it's very similar to Moblin 2.
Very
in
similar
that respect.
the way that the open and closed source are.
So will users be able to get hold of this in a beta version and test it out on
The open
Menlo
source,
platforms, for example?
the open source projects, v2.1 open source as a project will launch in Q4.
Okay.
So the community.
And we should clarify, for netbooks and nettops, it might be a little confusing, but there's a 2.1 refresh coming very soon. Like in for netbooks and nettops, again, the core is shared, different UI, right? So when Pankaj talks about 2.1 for mids, that's a little later than what we'll do for
because
nettops.
v2.1 for mids adds the closed source piece, right?
And the platform support and all that other thing.
Okay.
So it's like any other open source project. You will see bits and pieces. The complete thing, you will see aligned with more stuff.
Okay. Just quickly to clarify, you mentioned 2.1 for netbooks
And nettops.
and nettops, but 2.0 is still in beta.
You'll hear more about that from Renee tomorrow.
Good. Just looking forward to that. Thank you.